Hi! So, this is a bit of a late update, but my parents were around before. Now that they're gone, I can record and I can actually play music. So you'll be able to actually hear something rather than my big monologue, which I recorded last night and have since probably going to trash because it was kind of boring and long. So, I got my new double AC Ocarina on Tuesday. That's weird. Okay. Um. So yeah. Anyway, that when compared with my mountain ocarina. Um. Yeah, that's strange. That must be because of all the birthdays we've had this week. Anyway, um, the clay double AC does have a much more pure sound than this polycarbonate C mountain ocarina. But the double AC is noticeably harder to play, particularly on the high notes. You have to blow quite hard, well, harder, and do the acute bend technique, which you can find on other YouTube videos. That's pretty much as expected, so I'm not complaining. I think that that's good. I have to learn these new tricks because the old one didn't make me do that. The mountain ocarinas have a reasonably even breath pressure required to play each note. One thing I knew was coming but didn't quite fully expect when I first played this new ocarina was the weight. Um, this is probably what looks like about half a centimeter of clay shell right around, and it is noticeably bigger than my other ocarina. So naturally, of course, it's quite a lot heavier. And when I'm playing, of course, I'm only supporting it on my thumbs. So particularly on the first day, my thumbs actually really hurt after playing this for the first time. Um, but that's getting better now. I suppose that's just you know that's practice. Now it's fine, and the other one feels too light. So go figure. And that'll be all right. I think I just have to get used to it. Okay, so here is the ocarina in more detail. I'm not sure how well you can really see that in the light, but it does have 16 holes. This is the hole for the neck strap. Ignore that one. And it is quite nicely finished. I wasn't a big fan of these ridges when I first got it. I thought that looks kind of ugly, but they do help you play. They help you know where your fingers are and where to put them. So that's okay. I'll get over that. It does, of course, have two mouth holes because there's two chambers to blow into, which is the new thing with this ocarina as opposed to my other one. So that's quite cool. The mouthpiece is kind of wide so that you can blow into one side and not the other if you want to, which you normally do. So on the back there's two fipple holes. That's where the air passes through. This is the one thumb hole on the back, as opposed to my other one, which had two thumb holes. And these holes you don't cover there for tuning purposes. Just to compare with my other one, which most of you have probably seen already. On this one there are only 7 holes on the top, plus the fipple hole. There's only one mouth hole, and there's 2 thumb holes on the back. One interesting thing that I've noticed when playing is that On my old mountain ocarina, there are two thumb holes, and the one on the right is the one that gets you to high D. On the new ocarina, there's only one thumb hole, and it's on the left, and that's the thumb hole that gets you to high D. So it's interesting switching between the two ocarinas, because I have to switch which thumb I lift up first to be able to play the scale. But I suppose that's just something you have to learn when you're playing a musical instrument. So this is the box that this ocarina came in. Size comparison. Inside this box, plastic top, the ocarina was packed right around with Chinese newspapers. And then within those Chinese newspapers was masses of bubble wrap. And within all that, because that was packed around the outside, was a smaller condensed package which was held together with this black plastic, which was wrapped right around with this blue packaging tape, and that was kind of hard to get through almost. And then within that was this nice foamy stuff, which was also wrapped around with tape to hold it together. And I suppose this is very good for keeping a clay ocarina safe. All that seems a bit excessive to me, but then again, I would have been quite unimpressed if my ocarina had arrived to be broken or damaged. So good on the people at Taobao now for shipping it safely. Also in the package were a few other nice little things, one of which was this, which is a carry pouch for the ocarina. It's the perfect size to hold it. It's kind of like a holster, and it looks to be handmade. The stitching, isn't quite perfect, and it's got Velcro and a nice soft liner to not scratch your ocarina while it's traveling, I suppose. It's not really padded, as you can see, so I wouldn't just rely on this. If I was to put this in my bag with the ocarina in it, I would wrap a towel around this as well to keep it safe. But it's just a nice little thing. It also came with a fingering chart, which I have worked out is the fingering chart for the F scale. I find that kind of strange, because this is a key of C ocarina with sharps and flats, so it can play the F scale for sure. But this isn't particularly useful to me, because this doesn't tell me how to play all notes and all sharps and flats. It's just the F scale, so it doesn't help me learn or find out where I need to put my fingers to be able to play, for example, sharps and flats on the high chamber, which is the new chamber, the second row of holes across here. And that's new to me. I don't really know exactly how to play notes on that one, so it would have been nice to have a fingering chart that would show all possible notes on that chamber, but I suppose I'll have to find one of them online. It also came with a nice little booklet, which is all in Chinese, of course, being from China, my ocarina. This is a booklet for 12-hole ocarinas, and it's got some fingering charts in the front, which are pretty good. They're reasonably clear, even if you don't read Chinese. And they give you multiple different scales for a 12-hole ocarina. My ocarina, of course, is a 16-hole ocarina. This booklet is for ones that don't have the second row of holes, so they're only single chamber ocarinas. After the fingering charts, there are songs written in numbered tabs, which I myself prefer sheet music, but numbered tabs work for some people. It's got some nice songs. Unfortunately, I can't read the titles for most of them. The first one I've discovered on playing was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which I can actually read. It says 小星星. Other ones I can't read, and I can't really play because I can't read the numbered tabs very well. But that's okay, it's a nice little thing for them to throw in. So that's good. The last thing that came in the package, which really confuses me, is this. It's kind of a leopard tiger stripe thing. It's a loop of material, and it's stretchy, it's elastic. I have no idea what this is. If anyone has an idea of what this is, please tell me. Some people have suggested that it's a headband, you know, like you can be all hippie and play your ocarina. I don't exactly know what that has to do with the ocarina. But there you go. It's there. It's an interesting thing. So all in all, I'm very pleased with my purchase. The cheapest double AC ocarinas that I could find on the net that weren't from Taobao were $100 US plus shipping. This was less than 100 New Zealand dollars with shipping included. So that's quite a lot cheaper, and it seems to play just fine to me. Okay, so you guys have heard me play this ocarina a couple of times already, but I might play just another song because, you know, what would be an update without a song? So here goes.